Hi DJ, how are you?
Hi, Winnie. I'm fine.
Yeah, thank you for joining us for this quick sessions. I'm very happy and glad to have you with us today. So, can you just introduce yourself quickly? Who is DJ Kick?
DJ Kik is an entrepreneur in the Netherlands, and I will tell you a little bit more about myself in a few. But I'm an entrepreneur. I'm helping companies to facilitate online sessions with a lot of interaction and engagement of the people who are joining in. So that's what I do right now, and I'm also linked to Future Bus as me, and I live in the Netherlands with 2 children, a wife, a happy house, and at the moment we have Mauritius weather over here. It's look, it's 29 degrees, man. Look,
Man, great.
hey,
The weather today is not that great here. It's a little bit cloudy and a little bit cold. It's winter
oh,
here.
oh yeah, it's winter. Yeah, winter.
Yeah,
Yeah, the
hard
cold
winter.
winters.
You know what I mean.
Yeah. Well, nice, man.
So,
Shall
DJ, we are
I?
very glad. So, yeah,
Yeah.
the floor is yours. So, please introduce us to what you're gonna share with us today and your presentation.
Thanks. I will. Well, I start with this picture, and I wanted to ask you, what do you see on this picture?
What do I see? So, I think some street artist, someone doing a performance on the street, dancing on the street.
Yeah, and you also see someone dancing, and the rest of the people, they are not looking at him.
Yes,
And
that's correct.
the reason I show you this, it is that it's compared to a quote. It's a quote of Nietzsche, and he said, "And those who were seen dancing were thought to be insane by those who could not hear the music." The reason why I show you just this quote is because every truth has a frame, and it's very important that you use this frame and engage the audience to talk about the frame. And that's why engagement is so important. So talk to the audience through content and also through stories. Talked about stories. I also already said I will tell you a little bit more about myself, and you can choose about which story you want to hear more. You see
Mhm.
6 stories of my life: the drumming part, the radio part, charity part, my Africa Heart, the digital agency part, or the kayaking part. And you can say which one you want to hear more about.
I mean, we are part of Africa officially, so I think I'd like to hear more about the African part.
Nice, man. It is me and my mother in Congo. Um, a few years ago, I went to Congo with my mother. I don't know where I developed the love for Africa, but in some way I really have the love for Africa, and in a way that, um, well, let me say that the quote that I sometime heard, someone told me that Africans say, "You have the clock, we have the time." Well, I live in the same way, so I really love it, and the country is beautiful, and I love the people, I love the culture, I love the way they dance, and that's the love I have. So I'm really well, I always have the ambition to go to Africa someday somehow. So I also love to work with you, to collaborate with FutureBus and do things in the Netherlands with FutureBus. It feels that I'm a little bit bonded to Africa. But that was a little story of my life. These are a few more stories, but the reason why I told you this story is that you can use stories to build up your content. If you want to present content on your website, it's necessary that you use stories. A story is just well, a little fairy tale. You can make stories about the brand, and you also have to use characters within your stories. You can do that by the archetypes of Jung. The archetypes of Jung are a little bit difficult to use because they have four parts. They have the provide structure part, the spiritual journey part, leave a mark, and they connect to others. Well, these are 4 parts. Within they have 3 different ways you can define a character, and then you have 12 different characters. Well, it's a way to define characters, and it's also a way you can set up a story. But I want to make it more easy, and that's with the old Greek characters, because the Greeks made stories centuries ago, and they also did it with characters, and they had 3 different types of characters. The first one is the protagonist. It's the hero of the story. It's the one who wants to achieve something, who wants to achieve a goal. Then you have the antagonist, and that's the one who wants to stop the protagonist. So it's the bad guy. And you always have the helpers in the story. Those are the ones who want to help the protagonist by achieving their goal. You can use these 3 types of characters within your storytelling of your brand. If you plot it on Game of Thrones, a lot of people know the series. You have a lot of protagonists, antagonists, and helpers. In this way, you see Daenerys Targaryen on the left side. She wants to become the queen because her father once was slaughtered, and she wants to be the queen again. And Cersei is the one in the middle. She wants to stop her because she's the queen at the moment. And on the right side, you have the helpers of Daenerys Targaryen, who wants to help her become the queen of the land again. Well, this is an example of protagonist, the antagonist, and the helpers. I also have a little video, and I want to show you this video, and then maybe you can decide for yourself which one is the antagonist, the protagonist, and the helpers. It's a long video, so I do not want to show it in full length, but it's a company video of Land Rover.
Okay.
माने भन्ने चाहिँ भारत नेपाल सीमानाको एउटा अङ्ग हो
भन्ज्याङ भनेको चाहिँ अब मोड सबैतिरको बाटो आउने
This is not exactly a town, this is a small village, but out here we have around 40 Land Rovers.
Land Rover बुढो भनेको छ नि अब त्यो मान्छे भन्दा ज्यादा भएको एज भएको त छैन होला
अल टोटल मिलाएर अहिले हाम्रो त 42 वटा गाडी छ त्यही कारण माने भन्ज्याङ धेरै फेमस भएर गएको छ
And we feel so proud about it. Where people say, where do you belong to? We say, we belong to the place, we have Land Rovers.
यहाँबाट सन्दकपू देखाउनु पर्यो भने त यता देखाउनु पर्यो माथि माने भन्ज्याङमा ल्यान्ड रोभर इम्पोर्टिङ भएको चाहिँ किनभने माथि कच्चा रोड थियो अरू गाडी त्यो हुँदै नआउने
Road up to Sandakpur steep, I would say like this.
यहाँ बाटोको अलिकति त्यो अप्ठ्यारो भएकोले गर्दाखेरि
सन्दकपुर फालुट रोडमा
Well, this was just the half of the video, but you get the idea. The mountains are the antagonist in this video. The people around there are the protagonist, and the Land Rover is the helper. So Land Rover present themselves in this video as a helper, and that's a way of engaging the audience by presenting themselves as the helper, and then the audience thinks, "Well, Land Rover is really a great brand because they help the people live in that area, the land of Land Rover." So that's the way you can look at it. Well, it's one way you can look at it, but like you said, this one is the protagonist. The roads and the mountains are the antagonist because it's really steep and Land Rover.
Makes sense. That's really nice.
Yeah,
all right.
And you can use this in every brand, and a lot of people always think that they have to use people within the characters, but you can also use elements within those characters, and that's what they did. And then you can tell a story about your brand. And also something you can do is give a client a role. So when you use storytelling within your brand, you can use yourself as a protagonist or antagonist, or like Range Rover, make yourself a helper. But you can also say that, for example, the client is a helper or the client is a protagonist. And that's what you see with Apple. Apple say they want to challenge the status quo by making incredible products. So they are the helper. And the status quo is the antagonist. And their clients are the protagonists. They say the clients of us, the people who wants to buy our products, are the heroes of the world, and they want to challenge the status quo, and we are helping them challenging the status quo. So that's also a way of looking at this. And it's very important that you not only give them a role. I forget an E. So not only give them a role, but also start a dialogue. So ask them questions to engage them. And that's the reason why I started with the quote of the frame of the truth. When you do not ask them what they want or what they like, you don't get information of them. And if you ask them, for example, when they enter your website and you ask them, in your case, are you a digital agency or are you a tourism organization, for example? It's a really it's a simple example, and it's not the right one, but that's the way you can engage people. And if you want to go next level with your website, you can also try to personalize the website according to the information they give you. And that's the way you can engage them and also personalize the website. And that's a way of starting dialogue with the people. And when people are asked questions, they feel engaged. And that's something you have to do with the content. So do not only tell your own story, do not only push your brand or push your call to actions, but ask something to the clients or the visitor of your website. That's the way you can engage them. Well, this was the small presentation. Do you have any questions, Winnie? Because we can chat more about it, but this was something I prepared.
I mean, wow, that was really amazing. It looks so simple, but actually, when you watch at it, it's so true. I even now trigger my mind about it for even future birds, thinking about who we also perceive. We perceive ourselves a little bit like a helper, because we want to help people build sustainable quality online marketing strategies. And I think the protagonist, or our clients, that we want to help. But that's the question. Now I have a question: who is our antagonist? Obviously. So I think that's really a pretty very simple and very pretty efficient way to build stories and to promote your content, especially because what you showed us also for the Land Rover, we know that more and more content is geared toward video, so it's a very smart way also to help people build quality video content and engaging content through videos. If they apply this principle, I think it's very brilliant and very smart.
And also, I was thinking about the antagonist of FutureBuzz, and I think the sometimes a lot of things you can do by yourself if you are a digital marketer or you're an agency, but at some level it becomes too difficult to do it by yourself. And that's so the difficulties of the internet or the possibilities. I think that's the antagonist, and that's also an element, and it's a little bit abstract maybe, but I think that could be an antagonist in your story.
That's right.
So people who struggle with the difficulties.
Correct. We already now have a very solid storyboard for FutureBuzz. So just by applying this principle, I mean, it's really great. So
and it's easy. It's really it's a kind of hands-on way of using storytelling. And I think storytelling is a must-have within your content. If you don't have storytelling, you are only you only are telling about your brand. But when use these elements and also think about the role of the clients, you can really engage them, because you make a story and you engage them within the story. So that's
correct. Great. I mean, I'm very excited to share this among the audience here. I think it will really help also as a helper. This content will really shows also how we want to help people, to build quality and engaging content. So, DJ, thank you very much for this. I really appreciate, and I think it was really a great presentation. Very short, concise, and very something that you can apply directly. So that was really great. So, thank you very much for this, DJ.
Thanks, man. I hope your clients can make something of it, and I hope you can help them in going further. So nice, man. Thanks.
Definitely. Thank you very much.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.